Okay.
everyone. Tia kudu tada. That is
online do the
tada.
gate this chair Josh. Jay because the gaplet into
Nada me, the speaker.
I'll speak it to.
Can you
hear at the back? Yeah. Can you hear us at the back? Yes, all right, yeah. Okay.
Move to did the dini, said yeah. When you notice it. These two are not friendly.
I had an argument.
Yeah. But you do? Okay. Full of suffering, huh?
Yeah.
Zanje Jodon Zoje Jodon da Chanjo Pado da Nature Shen, da Gejin So Gebe Sanaki, Dola Benje Sanje Kubara Sho, Sanje Jodon Zoje Shen. Chanjo Pado da Nature Sonje, da Gejin So Gebe Sonamji, Dola Benje Sanje Kubara Sho, Sanje Jodon Zoje Shen. Chanjo Pado da Nature Sonje, da Gejin So Gebe Sonamji, Dola Benje Sanje Kubara Sho.
I take refuge until I'm enlightened in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By my merits of generosity and so forth, maybe I become a Buddha to benefit transmigratory beings.
That's so. So this New Year's, the first Shantideva class starts with a little bit of strong graphic.
Graphic images.
Graphic images. So we are on the, I think it was 45.
Yeah.
Shena megi tana yang kanshi yongsu songjo ba jisi tene tesana sena jenju jimi songs jiranji songja.
So then verse 45 reads, previously I completely protected her body. When others cast their eyes upon it, why, miser, do you not protect it now while it is being devoured by these birds?
That sim something you look at the same song ya gezi share do zambe ani sim song dan de that nenja bachi ani da ji tutul pa peche ani tutul ikapso ani lu mizan we gi rangxin de tongche ani sim emba dendant odi song du zambe da tanda di ran ju gi tanda outline karcha de ma sona 아니 nenjobachi 아니 그래서다 랑다 신기 르려야 아니 세네 토네 르 땅노 토베 토네 아니 다보자단치 요즘에 되게 아니 알아서 최 제발 바지 차글도 안 디유 토네 곰잡던데 러브요리스
Sena sembe. Sena and so here in the 8th chapter, on the meditative absorption, and the sort of main topic of this chapter is how to protect the mind, the methods through which we protect the mind. And particularly this is talked about in relation to the yogis, the yogic practitioners, and how in their practice they would travel to these sort of charnel grounds, these cemeteries, or what are actually called charnel grounds. And as part of that practice, they would, in those places, they would very clearly see the impure nature of the body. And also what's being sort of encouraged here is a way in which we to rely on for the mind to be able to sort of be encouraged to rely on isolation, to isolate ourselves, and also to isolate our minds from distraction. And so the idea is to see that both one's own body, but also the bodies of others, the physical bodies of both oneself and others, to see this nature, and also to understand how a kind of literally means like the miserliness of the clinging to the clinging to that, or the holding on to that, not understanding it to be impure, is one of the big obstacles to our Dharma practice. So that's the context in which these words are spoken.
Mm-hmm. Tadi indu zambi arangzu lu senegi songma songse de inji minji daji shechi. De kuju shibijore. Lu songse de. Lu songse de lu di senegi songu dos. Mato anzu lu songu dos keje yo ma re. Lu songu gorba. Ina lu di senegi songu dos de la. Ani shine da dezo samalo ni lego res.
So here, it's okay. So here, the sort of, we were talking about no, it's okay.
Yeah.
So it's actually talking about protecting. When we talk about sort of protecting our body, you have to sort of add something to that. It's not just we have to protect our body. Protecting our body is important, but not through this kind of miserliness or this kind of clinging, that clinging kind of miserliness. That's which the way in which that's not the way in which we should be protecting our body. So that's a difference to be made here. So
다 드네 디 직스 마스다 다 직제디 스원도 잠베 다디게 자와들이야 그 계산을 거신 지리 규기 표면의 개발 남사 규기 있어 표면의 개발 시행 남지 미기 다나야 미기 세네 믹스리기사 다 미센 들어봐 믹스리기 관계 용도 송어 교바 되는 류되니 예수도 자결로 소바 대사나 대제 세나 전주지 미송 차네 송어릭소스.
So then, if we look at the commentary of Gyaltsab Je in relation to this verse 45, and there in Gyaltsab Je's commentary, it reads, when other men look at your woman, you jealously protect her from their glances. Greedy one, so it could be like a kind of greed as much as miserliness. Greedy one, when this body of hers is eaten by vultures and so forth, why do you not protect it then? It is suitable to be protected. So that's Gyaltsab Je's commentary.
So now here we strongly need to keep it in our mind. This is a debate within yourself. It's not to tell everybody. This debate is you, the person who has some strong obstacle, be having this strong attachment, and through the attachment that it has this
well, if you use the word stinginess or miserliness, literally
towards it. Seeing this problem as a problem, you know that on the reality you need to let it go, but you can't, and you are keeping it very strongly, so tightly. So now through this you see there's a problem. So now you need to penetrate this. In order to penetrate this, you need to debate with yourself. It's not like there is a problem, I don't know, but something is having a big problem with me. No complaint. Just knowing where this problem is coming from. So now it is more like when you have attachment, when you are feeling this kind of Getsabje and Shantideva has said for the monks, because monks, when somebody protected their wife, girlfriend, very strongly, and they really need to know what they are really protecting. It's really confusing because we feel we are protecting the beloved one, but actually you're protecting because it's yours. That's more you than her. That is some big confusion there. You will say you are most important person for me, but this is only Bodhisattva's line. Bodhisattva could say it very purely, but the person who has a strong attachment, diluted, even they say it's for you only you. That's not only you there, it's me inside there very strongly. So unless you cannot debate this and come to like there's so much grasping there, the grasping is the center of my problem, then your meditation that you are going isolated from, you really don't know that. So this is very necessarily this to debate with yourself. So saying otherwise, if you debate with saying, yeah, in here it says, when the woman is alive, you are protecting her, and then the woman is no more. There's only the dead corpse where corpse, corpse, and why you are not protecting her? It's very simple. One is alive, one is not alive, one is no more use, no one is useful one. So that is not a big debate there. But it's more, you need to see why this preciousness, normally where you feel like so important, you need to watch the way of your thinking, where it is locked into this kind of self-centeredness. So then you could say, maybe actually the respect to her is not very strongly there. Maybe my attachment is to the women's body, the appearance, not the woman itself. Then there is a huge debate there, where I am attached to. So this is very necessary. Otherwise, we can one small teenager can answer this professionally. So when you are in the strong attachment, you are not clear enough to bring a kind of thesis or a statement where you are attached to. That's the key you need to look into. And then the debate continues. The 46. Shaypungbu di tongne chagö shendan shen chagö tangshen sache na shengi sela mendo ki chawan zenden gengi chös dijibot.
So then verse 46 reads, the argument continues, verse 46 reads, since vultures and others are eating this pile of meat that I behold, or flesh that I behold, why did I offer flower garlands, sandalwood, and ornaments to that which is now the food of others?
It's a debate. So it's a debate of 자교도 원래 소바 신사와는 자교를 소베셀라 신기 셀라 면도기 청wan도 전전 소리 진기 최고 지체顺便 천양 견다고 미리소. So
Yeah, shall I read that? So the commentary of Gyaltsab J reads in relation to verse 46. Further, if vulture, pardon me, vultures, coyotes, and others eat this heap of flesh upon having spotted it in the cemetery, then why is one making offerings with flower garlands, sandalwood, and golden ornaments to their food? It is also unsuitable to offer ornaments when the body is alive. That's the argument that Gyaltsab J makes.
So now this argument or the debate. Shape would you tone in the constitution?
So the first line in the Tibetan reads, this pile of meat that I behold. That's the second line.
The pile or the pile of the meat that I behold.
Yeah. Since vultures and others
Eating.
Eating, yeah. Since
Why
vultures.
did I flow garlands?
Yeah. Sandalwood and ornaments. Flower garland.
Others.
That which is now the food of others. Yeah.
So we are not actually offering the flowers and garland to the vultures. Actually, this is to show respect. It's about this we need to in India and so in China, the custom of person who passes away, they make quite a lots of Tujin, the Tujin festival.
Oh yeah, ceremonies.
The ceremony, they hold this ceremony quite
they value highly these ceremonies for the dead.
So that's why Shantideva's the culture comes from India. So then it always helps him to look into this, what the people are doing. And then his practice, he is trying to see this connection. But if you don't have this big festival or celebration happening, you cannot connect much. This comes with the related with the culture also. Da dine di oma di desnya ba yore 47 rukong ni do tong ni mi gu yang de kye da na rang xin du ga yi jiang kye bar ju na ji mi ji is.
So the verse 47 sort of adds a little bit more onto that sort of argument, and it reads, if I am frightened by the skeletons I see, even though they do not move, why am I not frightened by walking corpses which are moved around by a few impulses?
Because I like zombie movies. So here Shantideva is talking about the zombie. So this is a part very interesting. So it's more like saying it's a we get frightened if the dead body wakes up, but we are not afraid a person who is purely 100% deluded with the negative emotions, and then sometimes that person can be billion times worse than one creature, animal, that you are not afraid. So it's kind of a good way to see like this comparison, sort of comparison. But the main here, Shantideva, why he's bringing this debate is saying, if you read this, the Geshe Rinpoche's commentary, Tuju nene besu rugonyu du toni mingui yangni kyuk tabi tena tata sunbe tse rolang shindu tedar simgi kulong ge yang kyobar yunani tedar samni minji rolang shindu jikbar rigi chagwa mirik su.
So Gyaltsen Rinpoche's commentary to verse 47 reads, if one runs away, I might need that, yeah. If one runs away in fear because one merely sees an unmoving skeleton while being in the cemetery, then why is one not afraid when one sees them even moving about like zombies, induced by the mind of motivation while they are alive? It is suitable to be afraid of them as of zombies, and as the same as zombies, and it is unsuitable to be attached.
So now it is, I love the way Shantideva debates with this, because Shantideva is so sharp to bring down that there is nothing to be cling on, worth to cling on. So now mostly person who is deeply in a love or strong attachment to somebody, the answer is the real answer to the question why you love that person so much. The reason is he's so handsome, he is so beautiful, she's so beautiful and very attractive. These are the one. But then this attractive, this handsome, everything how you label there, if you look down to this, it is, if you go like the how Shantideva is going one by the taking one part away, then it comes to the point like that is actually true, but hard to accept. It comes to that. The hard part is like I cannot accept it. It's not a problem at the moment. The problem is you need to see a bigger picture, the picture that you have never seen. So then once you have a different idea, then you feel like this idea, I really like it, but hard to accept. Then your mind gets a second place to expand something. Normally, we don't get this. So then the problem is, if you love and respect or so much attachment is there, and then something happens, then you feel like completely lost, isolated. And then sometimes we feel like, now what's the point of me staying alive? This very strongly comes out because you locked yourself so much on that. So this way of meditating is recommended. One time His Holiness said very clearly in one of his teaching, this way of meditating on the ugliness of the human the body is practice not recommended for Bodhisattvas. Right? Remember that? Mostly it's recommended for the arhats.
Yeah.
Arhats.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then and then now here we could see Shantideva is bringing that into way of Bodhisattva's life. So now why this is connected to the Bodhisattva practice? So we strongly normally talk about, when we talk about bodhicitta, then we start talking about how to reduce self-cherishing, right? But then before taking this self-cherishing mind, but then the problem we really have to see, the first thing is self-grasping. Unless you don't see the problem of self-grasping, then there's no way that you can see the problem of self-cherishing. So once you, the Bodhisattvas, more they see self-grasping is the problem, then they will see the self-cherishing is a problem. That's the connection. So here is a Bodhisattva who wanted to make a bodhicitta very strongly. This practice of the meditation, this chapter, the focus of the meditation is bodhicitta, not other than that. But what really takes away the distraction for this kind of meditation is the attachment. So then it's the self-grasping. So now self-grasping, then how you wanted to take it out is the good food, and then sound. Those are like always not that important. The most important for us, it comes down to I think, the feeling. The feeling, which is
contact, the physical sort of contact feelings and that sensation.
So there, then most practitioners lose their cool, meditators. So for that reason, now in order to make this meditation stronger, as seeing the distraction of having a strong attachment towards the monks as a women, and then for men, for women, women for men. So then they need to see this kind of it's not, I won't call the ugliness of the women or the men, but I will say the ugliness of the human nature, the nature of the body, how it's built. But then, because sometimes you could say it's a relatively, isn't it? Relatively, we could say ugliness or not, because in the later part it will come on in the text as a practitioner. Sometimes you need to scold yourself. So scolding really sometimes help you to awaken your concentration. Every time you make a gentle kind of a push to yourself, it doesn't work like that. The more you go a little bit with a good motivation, with the urgently needed, necessary you see, and then scolding yourself, it does very good. So this is more scolding to yourself. Like Shantideva will scold, saying like, now, unless you don't do something, something very important, very necessary, very something meaningful, the meaningful in this life. Otherwise, you are just like a poop maker.
Yes, just
It's there. It's like this. So it is. We say we make a poop. We are not poop maker. I'm angry, but I am not like an enemy. we make these differences.
I'm not
right?
an angry person. I'm angry, but I'm not an angry person.
I won't say I'm short-tempered. I do sometimes get angry, but I'm not that. I sometimes steal a little bit, but I'm not a thief. We make these kind of differences. And that in these differences, you take a benefit. Well, then as a practitioner, you scold it. You are like this, you are that. So then automatically you will just think like, I have to do something better than that. So relatively. And then do you always feel you have to feel like that? No. Then this is you always feel like I'm a worthless, I am just a homemaker, all this, then this is the beyond, this is the against Bodhisattva's vow. So this is necessary in order to bring a bodhicitta. Then you need to think all this. So Lama Tsongkhapa in a Lamrim Chemo saying, there are some people who call the practitioner or the Bodhisattva bodhicitta practitioner, but they don't appreciate the
They don't, and they don't appreciate the practices or the Dharma practices of the Shravakas and the Pratyeka Buddhas.
Which is something we have a common with all these practices of how to bring down the attachment. All these are the common practices, but they say this is how the Shravakas practice. We Bodhisattvas don't do that. So, but then they are not getting anywhere. So the Lama Tsongkhapa said, Bodhisattvas necessarily has to go by stage. So that's why there is a special content survey, content in the Lamrim, the part of stage, saying Tempa Tamche Gelme Totoba.
So seeing all the teachings as being non-contradictory.
So non-contradictory means the meaning of non-contradictory means if you think I need this, I need also this to achieve my goal, then it's non-contradictory. So it doesn't mean just like there we should stay as a harmony. Oh, we shouldn't blame them, we should respect them. Then it's more like a Buddhist shouldn't criticize Hindu, Muslim, and then stay in the middle. Not like this. So here we need to practice everything here. So guarding your mind, as a Bodhisattva, unless if it becomes polluted, self-cherishing practices, then the Bodhisattva needs to get out from there. Otherwise, liberation, whatever you name it, they need to practice it. Bodhisattvas need to practice that. Dice, the zombie line is finished. 57. 58. 58.
48.
Oh, 48. Kan lo yo jan di chak ba, tela mi yo ji min du, tela go ba me na ni, yo ba telen ji ji chu sa.
So then verse 48 reads, although I am attached to it when it is covered with skin, why do I not desire it when it's uncovered? Since I have no need for it then, why copulate with it when it's covered?
So what you to do the purification? The mindset is very funny. It is normally if the cloth, as Shantideva was saying, the cloth which the person is wearing, the the person is no more, then you feel not kind of a feeling disgust, but you feel uncomfortable using that, right? So this mindset, it's really funny, the cloth. But then the debate is, if the cloth you feel it's dirty, it is some kind of has some effect of that person who passed away. But then what about his money and his precious diamond? So that is another level. But then it's more like it's torn up, and then this little bit of a cheap thing. And then they say like, oh, this I'm not going to, his plate, I'm not going to use it. But then it's a very expensive plate. It's a very antique and expensive one. Then definitely you will guard as from on your life, you will guard it. So it's very debatable, this the way of how you're thinking the preciousness, how your attachment holds it. It's so stupid. That's why Shantideva is bringing this debate. So at the beginning of today's class, I started with, it's not Shantideva was not teaching us how to
How to protect the body.
How to protect the body and the mind. He's not teaching. It's like he's showing us how our attachment and this stringiness is guarding our body and the mind. It's a really stupid way.
Maybe avarice is a better word. Avarice. I mean, it's just more like a clinging.
Avarice.
As I said, yeah, Sena digi ko nanzu the piss chigi me hesto she this tata tumendo.
Because avarice.
Avarice means more like a kind of great clinging on to something.
Oh, okay.
That's more of a clinging. In this context.
Avarice is only British word, or
just all of them are only British words. Yes.
Oh yeah. Dice. L'orgoglio di dice, dice, da 49. Se ni jibu ni le ni, xiang dan ke ju zhong ju na, te le xiang la me ge xin, ke ju la ju ji ji ga as.
So verse 49 reads, since both excrement and saliva arise solely from food, why do I dislike excrement and I find joy in saliva?
Yeah, it's not like we like the saliva. It's more like you make differences. The saliva and then the
excrement.
You make huge differences there. But it's the source is same, but you make a huge differences there. So the difference is there for sure. But then in the strong attachment, it's a way how the attachment covers your mind, and then it comes down now. The Timu Chuchi say you are that anima. She the drill the Mong or this. Then but Mong Bonham, Sing Beer River Jamban. What watch your that?
Senichiku Nile is the chat.
Mong Bonham, the Sing Beer in a jumbo. Takanje, or do slanted. That under around the chagi ane yawacha danchuris pena mizawa yimba danda chila and tila ya ane chariba dan shenla cha miribi yawacha danchuris di the chagi yawacha dante kubo shujuris
cause I younger chiso.
지단에 야고도 독자신 예와도 요리스 이나양 로 추베기 안 라바는 되차기 예와 제단들라 니가로 두부 이나양 디니 버루레 예와 제단디 차고기 예와 제단디라야 괜찮부 요리스
So when we're sort of the way in which we generally sort of divide things up into sort of good and bad, negative and positive, is even though that things may actually in their sort of nature be actually all bad, but particularly when the attachment gets involved in this process of dividing things into sort of good and bad, then it really is a very kind of stupid kind of way of doing things. The way it does this process of dividing things up into those categories is really stupid, because in the end maybe all of the things are negative, but it finds a way to divide things into good and bad. So the attachment has this sort of negative aspect about it.
So it's not like the Shantideva directly said saliva, but if you say, if you really love someone so much, then somebody drank a coffee in the this mug, then you will love to drink in the same cup, which is the symbol of love. That is very normal. And then that same person maybe now let's make it a little bit more graphic. Go to the same washroom, and then flushed, but the smell is there. Okay, but then you cannot stand that, right? Now the debate is, Shantideva's debate is very nice. Very nice. First, you feel so much love, even that is coming from the symbol of something you call love. But that one, you take it so precious, and one, you feel so disgust. As a practitioner, to be in the middle way, if you look at it, both are, there is some kind of a substance of the kind of a impure or some kind of a not a pleasant thing is there. But once attachment is strongly there, one thing that you take it very, very precious, one thing you take it very ugly. Like one of my friends, he dated with the girl whom he loves very much. And then a few months later, and then he called me and we talked on the phone. He said, last night when we are going, and then I think his girlfriend was not feeling so well. So she maybe farted. And then he was very uncomfortable. He said, my strong attachment towards her just go like that. And I thought, like, that's really stupid. But for him, because his attachment was like 100% perfect, he wanted to see that. That's his image. And then happened, and he couldn't take it. And then I thought, and I teased him, then next time you try to look for a girl who don't fart. So he laughed. He laughed. So this is how even it is very simple, we really know it, but we cannot take it. Why? The problem is the attachment. So, 저장가 착배기 dum진도 체니 아니 네 빠지기 네 세야디 중차배 쇼라 아니 dum진 셔다 거서 메딩이로 지어레스.
Yeah, so once attachment gets involved in the kind of background, the process of how we think and backs up our reasons, then we really sort of have that sense of this is strong idea of these things being mine. Then there's really starts to become a big problem for us. But with attachment backing up these ideas of what is mine, increasing this strong idea of mine.
So the faith based on attachment, that's mostly I emphasize that people should bring awareness. The faith based on a strong attachment, that person somebody the second person start criticizing his guru, towards his devotion, that person always become angry very fast. That because he's holding his devotion through attachment, not reasons, logics, faith. That is not pure faith. So he always get uncomfortable. The person with a strong logic and reasons, with some kind of studies, and this faith that towards Dharma and His Holiness and your Guru, if somebody criticizes, he will listen to that criticism, and then he will come to like, oh, this is how he recognized Dalai Lama. This is totally different how I recognize Dalai Lama. For him, he's not recognizing the Dalai Lama. He is not recognizing where I'm taking the refuge to. Then compassion comes out. Patience come out very healthily. But who does not have this, automatically anger comes out. Because we need to protect it. There's only two ways to protect. One is anger and one is patience. So this keep in your mind and try to use this. But I see this with many people, including myself. 이제 다 가져줬어. 지니 숨로서.
So she not
Oh, 5. No, we might stop here because. So now, this is a great story because this Shantideva class I have started a long time ago, right?
Yes. I don't know how long, maybe 2-3 years.
No, more than that. It's before pandemic. So due to the kindness of the people who listens to me, that I can go slowly with the text and then learn a lot from that. And then now, before I'm feeling a little bit uncomfortable because it takes so long. Now I'm different. I feel so happy that I'm the one of the person who is teaching Shantideva's way of Bodhisattva's life. Longest
the record.
A record. So nobody can break my record now. Yeah. So yeah, the last what I said is very necessary. This we should really keep in our mind. So then, because in the early time when somebody criticized my teacher and my religion, I always feel very uncomfortable. And then now, because due to the kindness of my the super qualified teachers' guidance, now if somebody is criticizing, I have the guts to sit down and listen to them, and not to debate with them directly. I'm trying to be very careful. Some people, they are not ready to listen to us, and they're ready to fight. And that I listen to him, okay, say, okay, I stop there. There are some person who are confused, brainwashed, but still they have a kind of a space in their brain to listen to the conversation. That I hold to this and then make a discussion. And that really helps. It doesn't harm my faith. And then time to time, when I talk with them, then they're just like, okay, somebody says this to me. That could be wrong then. And then I tell them, you have to decide what is right and wrong. Don't let other people say this is right and wrong, and you listen to him. The Buddha's main teaching is not to rely on person, rely on the teaching. So that teaching you investigate, person you don't investigate much. Yeah. Okay. So thank you very much. And then now we do a dedication.
Oh, yeah,
Dedication.
dedication. So, yeah. So, did you? Sorry. Yeah. So we read there's the regular dedication prayers for Rinpoche's teachings. Having thoroughly investigated in accord with all that I have heard, day and night, through the four reasonings, mind born of reflection on these topics of contemplation, may this discernment sever all doubts. In the land encircled by snow mountains, you are the source of all happiness and good. All-powerful Chenrezig Tenzin Gyatso, please remain until samsara ends. In all my lives never separated from perfect gurus, may I enjoy the magnificent Dharma. By completing the qualities of the grounds and paths, may I quickly attain the state of Vajradhara. I fully dedicate all these virtues to be able to train just like the hero Manjushri, who knows reality, and just like Samantabhadra as well. I fully dedicate all my roots of virtue with the dedication praised as the best by all the gone beyond victorious ones of the 3 times in order to have good conduct. With my heart going out with great compassion, in whatever direction the most precious teachings have not yet spread or once spread have declined, may I reveal this treasure of happiness and aid.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.